pimps, power, and pretty ladies. This is Blax History Month, a 28-day celebration of black exploitation films. Foxy Brown. Oh yeah, everybody's heard of Foxy Brown. Even if the first person who comes to mind might be the rapper from New York, the name Foxy Brown is one of the most well-known names when it comes to female black exploitation heroes. It's not like it's a ton of them. I already talked about Cleopatra Jones and Coffee, and up until that point, those movies basically led the way for female heroes. It's because of the lack of female-led movies that those two movies even existed. Following Coffee, the studio who made that movie wanted to do a sequel with the same characters called Burn Coffee Burn. However, director Jack Hill, who wrote and directed Coffee, had a falling out with the studio, and they didn't reconcile with him until the last minute. By that point, the studio no longer wanted to do a sequel to Coffee, and wanted something a little different. Gee, I wonder why that is. It wouldn't be because another movie came along and changed the game up, would it? It's easy to say that that's not the reason, but almost everything about Pam Grier and Foxy Brown is different than Coffee and more similar to Cleopatra. The clothes are more stylish and was designed by an outside designer, you know, like Cleopatra Jones. There's a female villain this time around named Miss Catherine, and while she's not as campy as Mommy was, they're very similar. Foxy even drives a nice muscle car. It's hard to ignore the similarities, but that's not to say that Foxy Brown isn't special on her own. Since Foxy Brown was supposed to be a sequel to Coffee, a lot of it is very similar. This time around, it's not quite sure what her profession is. They never really show her at work or anything. The truth is that she was supposed to be a nurse again like in Coffee, but it didn't have time to rewrite in another job. Instead, it seems like she's taken care of by her special agent boyfriend, who recently had a facelift to make criminals think he's dead. They showed it before and after, and I don't even think plastic surgery is that good now, let alone the 70s. But don't think about it too hard. He's not here for long anyway. He's gunned down in front of Foxy Brown, and that's all the motivation she needs for revenge. Antonio Fargas returns as Foxy's brother, who can never seem to do right. She loves him, so she keeps bailing him out, and it's hard not to feel sorry for him when you hear his explanation for his many hustles.
When I watch TV, and I see all them people in all them fine homes they live in, and all them nice cars they drive, and I get all full of ambition. And you tell me what I'm supposed to do with all this ambition I got.
The movie had an opportunity to do something really different here, but instead, it falls back on Foxy using sex to infiltrate and take advantage of dumb men. Nothing really wrong with that, but it's something we had already seen before in the previous movie. In this movie though, the men are particularly dumb. Come on man, just run a little to the left or the right. Jesus Christ. Just like in Coffee, Foxy joins a prostitution ring to get in good with the criminals. She's taken hostage again to some backwater place where she has to use makeshift tools to get out, you know, like in Coffee. She even comes across Sid Haig again, and although he's a friendlier character this time, he's still taken advantage of because of his inability to resist Foxy Brown's charms. If I wanted to watch Coffee again, I would have just watched that movie. Maybe it's just me, but after Cleopatra Jones, I guess I wanted a combination of the two movies. They kind of tease you during the credits with the 007-like intro, but that's about where the excitement stops. I do like how menacing Catherine Loder is as Lady Catherine. She's a highlight of the movie because she never really smiles and just looks like somebody you don't want to cross. There's also a side story about one of the escorts losing her son that's actually kind of sentimental, even if it does feel like it belongs in a different movie. At the end of the day, Foxy Brown is style over substance. The music is done by Willie Hutch and it's great. And there's no denying that its iconic style has influenced the looks and attitudes of countless women. After all, it's a movie about women's empowerment, and if taken as its own movie, there's a lot to like about it. You can say it's the movie that made Pam Grier famous and her most well-known, but it's debatable whether it's her best.